My name is Mike Holeen, and I am the worship pastor at the Kalispell First Church of the Nazarene in Kalispell, Montana, Rocky Mountain District. Woot! I have been in ministry for, I'm so old, I don't know, 20 years. Most of my time in ministry, I have served as a youth pastor. All of my time in ministry, I have served in the associate pastor role. Some people have said, well, when are you going to grow up, Mike, and be a real pastor? Or when are you going to, be a big pastor? And I laugh and I say, why would I take the demotion? I love associate ministry. I believe in it. I think that there is a place for real, solid, good associate pastors that lead oftentimes from the background and who support those who are called to be lead pastors. And as this says here, leading from the second, third, or fourth chair, it is absolutely vital that all leaders, and especially associate leaders, lead in unity. Now, what I mean by that, it sounds pretty simplistic, doesn't it? It sounds like, well, duh, aren't we all supposed to live in unity? I mean, Christian brothers and sisters, don't we live in unity? And yes, absolutely. The answer is yes to that. But there's something about us leaders that we all have in common, and that is we like to be in charge. It doesn't matter if you're the lead leader or if you're an associate leader or if you're at the bottom of the chain holding on for dear life trying to make your way up to the top. Leaders like to lead, and leaders like to be the one in charge. And oftentimes, if you're an associate pastor or an associate leader, if you will, we often will bump heads with the ideas and the visions of those who are in over us. And I just want to say that in 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 is one that I think every leader, and especially associate pastor or someone who is in a team but isn't necessarily in charge of the team, we need to strive for this. We need to hold on to this. It says this: finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Strive for full restoration, encourage one another, be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. Those are beautiful words from our brother Paul to the church in Corinth, and they're words that we need to hold on to because it's important that we encourage one another, whether you're in charge or not. That we be of one mind and that we live in peace. But I like the first part of this. It says, strive for full restoration. Why do we do that? Because when we work together on a team, we're gonna knock heads. We're gonna bump into each other. We're gonna disagree. You're gonna be asked to do things that you may not want to do. Look, I don't want to serve a term in the nursery. I don't want to be in your stinking cantata. Whatever it is, sometimes we're going to be asked to step up to something that we don't necessarily want to. Or how about this? We have a bad day. We step on each other's toes. Instead of allowing the enemy to come in and create division in our hearts toward one another, we need to strive for full restoration. The second thing I want to share with you that I've learned over the years is that leaders support their leaders. So if you find yourself in an associate pastor role, we need to support our pastor. We need to support the leader that is in over us. Being a staff member is often difficult because while we lead in our area, as a youth pastor, I was in charge of my staff. And I had large staffs, as a children's pastor, I had 30 staff members. As youth pastors, I'd have up to 10 staff members. And while I would be leading them, it would sure hurt my heart if I heard that they were backbiting, or they were talking about me, or they were whispering about me, gossiping about me. And so, even so, our pastors our leaders would have a hard time with that as well. We just need to remember that pride and jealousy and those kinds of things have no place in this leadership circle. So pray for your pastor, pray for your leaders, pray that God would give them a vision for the church, a vision to lead the staff. That's very, very vital. Support them by encouraging them, talking well of them. If somebody comes up and says, well, did you hear that the pastor said this? No, that's okay. I'm sorry that happened to you. You need to take that up with her or with him, because I'm a staff member, and I would love to go with you if you need help with that. But, I'm a peacemaker. I'm not here to talk bad about my boss. But Mike, what if they're a tyrant? What if you don't agree with them? What if they do say something that is seriously wrong, or maybe even there's a sin issue? Matthew 18:15 comes into play, doesn't it? If your brother or sister sins, go and point out their fault just between the two of you, and if they listen to you, you've won them over. That means this: you go to them, knock on their door, say, hey, I brought you some coffee, can we talk? And if they come to a place where, they realize their brokenness and you can help them heal, woohoo! We don't come at them with pitchforks and torches, do we? Now, if you do come to a place where you're like, well, I just can't work for them anymore, I just can't, then it's time to move on. If you can't get along, move on, is what I used to say. That means leave well, leave fast, and go find a place where you can serve honorably. Well, thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Thank you for listening. I hope you had good coffee like I did. As you go about your day, think about ways as associate ministers that we can lead well, and that we can lead from a position where we love people more than we love programs, where we love our pastor and we pray for them. And I believe that God will do great things through your ministry. Grace and peace to you, and have a wonderful day.